Find something to play with, bro.
The internet is in chaos right now. Lil Wayne just leaked a private video of Birdman that was never meant to see the light of day, and now he's warning that more footage is coming. What started as hip-hop's most famous father-son bond has officially turned nuclear, and Birdman's silence is only making this situation more dangerous. The beginning. Brian Williams, better known as Birdman, was 14 years old with $1 million. In New Orleans, that meant one thing. That money didn't come from a label. It didn't come from a trust fund. It came from the streets. Before Cash Money Records existed, before rap made him famous, Birdman's name already carried weight. In a city where weight meant survival, people knew who Baby was. Lil Wayne's mother knew too. She went to school with Birdman, and when her son started talking about signing to Cash Money, she was terrified. A 14-year-old millionaire in New Orleans doesn't get rich by accident.
You know who Baby was, and he's a millionaire from the streets. And in New Orleans, you know, that name way before there was rap, before there was a Cash Money Records, that name held weight. You know, my mama went to school with him. My mama was so scared for me to even be involved with him. Wow. You know what I mean? All she would say was like, boy, that boy was 14 with $1 million. And she was scared of him.
In 1991, Birdman and his brother Slim founded Cash Money Records. The formula was ruthless but effective. Sign artists young, own everything, control the money. The label exploded locally, then nationally, after a historic 1998 distribution deal with Universal, worth an estimated $30 million, while Cash Money kept ownership of its masters. That power structure changed lives, especially one. Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. met Birdman around age 9. Wayne's father was gone. Birdman stepped in, mentor, manager, provider, and boss all at once. Wayne wasn't just signed. He was absorbed, raised inside the label, trained through groups like the BGZ and the Hot Boys until rap became second nature. By 17, Wayne dropped Thaw Block Is Hot. It went platinum. Birdman's investment paid off, but money complicates love. Birdman later admitted there were incidents early on, times he didn't pay people because he ain't no better.
I ain't never took from no nigga. I always bless.
But why niggas keep saying that? You know what I'm saying? Why niggas keep saying that, bro? Like everybody, producers, all these folks be like, man, don't pay, bro.
Wait, bro. I had some incidents early on.
Yeah.
Because I was really young in it. I ain't know no better.
He claims he cleared everything up. Critics say decades of lawsuits say otherwise. Yet even Birdman admits the truth that matters most. I'm nothing without this dude. Wayne built the empire. The Carter III sold 1 million copies in a week. Drake, Nicki, billions generated. Publicly, they were father and son, even kissing in photos that later sparked controversy. Birdman says it was love. Others say power blurred the lines. And that question, was Wayne protected or exploited, is what ultimately tore Cash Money apart. The allegations. When the Carter documentary dropped in 2009, it was meant to celebrate Lil Wayne at his peak. Instead, it revealed a moment that would shadow his relationship with Birdman forever, in a room full of adults, including Birdman. He later called the experience rape, even though he said at the time he didn't understand the damage it caused. Wayne doubled down on the story during a 2009 Jimmy Kimmel Live appearance, admitting it left emotional scars. The footage, complete with laughter from adults in the room, has since been cited as a textbook example of grooming and child endangerment. While Wayne approved the documentary's release, reports suggest he later regretted allowing that scene to remain. Critics argue this moment reflects a broader pattern. Allegations claim Birdman exposed a young Wayne to drugs, guns, and street politics far too early, blurring the line between mentorship and exploitation. Supporters counter that Birdman provided opportunities Wayne could never have accessed otherwise. These concerns resurface alongside Cash Money's long history of financial disputes. From the Hot Boys to Tyga, and eventually Wayne himself, many artists have accused Birdman of control and unpaid royalties, though no criminal charges were filed. Leaked footage and viral discussions in 2025 and 2026 have reignited the debate, forcing fans to ask whether this was brotherhood or something much darker. The feud. The father-son image shattered on December 4th, 2014. Lil Wayne went public on Twitter, accusing Cash Money and Birdman of holding his album Thaw Carter 5 hostage. His words shocked hip-hop. I am a prisoner, and so is my creativity. This wasn't creative disagreement. Wayne was claiming captivity. Weeks later, the situation exploded. In January 2015, Wayne filed a $51 million lawsuit against Birdman and Cash Money, alleging unpaid royalties, withheld advances, and financial financial abuse tied to Young Money, home to Drake and Nicki Minaj. Wayne said Birdman violated their deal and locked away a finished album like Stash House Money. Wayne didn't stay quiet. He dropped Sorry For The Wait 2, dissed Birdman by name, led crowds chanting Fio Cash Money, and publicly aligned himself with rival labels. The Bond was dead, then it turned dangerous. In April 2015, Wayne's tour bus was shot up in Atlanta. While no one was hurt, investigators linked the incident to the Cash Money fallout. No charges ever reached Birdman, but the message was clear. This feud had real stakes. After years of lawsuits, the war finally ended in 2018. Wayne walked away free, reportedly with over $10 million, full control of Young Money, and Thaw Carter Fa, released 4 years late. The reunion came later, but the damage was already written into hip-hop history. The aftermath. The legal war ended in June 2018, but peace was never guaranteed. Lil Wayne walked away with over $10 million, full control of Young Money, and freedom from Cash Money. Just months later, Thaw Carter Vive finally dropped, 4 years late, still debuting #1. The message was clear. Wayne didn't miss a step. The industry just made him wait. But resolution isn't the same as reconciliation. In August 2018, Birdman publicly apologized on stage at Lil Louisiana Fest. Cameras flashed. They hugged. They performed together for the first time in years. It looked like healing, but it was carefully choreographed. Behind the scenes, the relationship was still fractured. That tension wasn't new. Even during active lawsuits, Wayne and Birdman were spotted hugging at Drake's New Year's Eve party in 2016. Personal affection and business warfare coexisted. The father-son bond was damaged, but never fully erased. By 2025, the truth became clearer. Wayne was officially done with Cash Money. No contract, no obligation, and his absence spoke louder than any statement. He skipped key Cash Money moments, the Hot Boys reunion tour, the Cash Money versus No Limit for Zoos, celebrating the label's 30th anniversary. Wayne had moved on. Birdman, meanwhile, doubled down on legacy.
Say, Stunner, what you gotta say?
Hey man, like, I ain't gonna even lie, bro. Like, when I met Blood, you know, I just was trying to do something different in the game. I had started this shit. I was a young man trying to get some money and not be in the streets. And I met BG, I met Wayne, I met Juvie, I met Turk. Shout out to Turk, you little you ain't here, but you. We gon' with you and we won't fuck with you. You heard me?
Don't go off script, nigga.
Hey, we gon' fuck with that bitch when we won't fuck with her. But that's another movie. But ain't no, you know, Cash Money. When one died, I ain't gonna say died, cause we lost a lot of soldiers. But Cash Money ain't built on you leave, you can't, we gonna still multiply.
Let's go.
Cash Money ain't gonna never die. As long as I'm alive, hold on, Fresh, wait, Fresh.
At Verzoos, he claimed Cash Money would never die, while publicly dissing Turk, proof that old grudges still ran deep. Former artists weren't forgotten. Loyalty in Birdman's world is permanent. Then came the cracks. Viral clips of Birdman falling asleep on stage. NBA YoungBoy leaking videos, mocking him in skits, flipping the power dynamic. Allegations resurfaced. Birdman responded with numbers, 1 trillion streams. But streams don't erase accusations. And yet, when Birdman was hospitalized in late 2025, Wayne showed up. They talked, reminisced, even discussed music. That's the paradox. Wayne sued Birdman for millions, led crowds chanting, "Fuck Cash Money," then still visited him in the hospital. Not love, not hate, something far more complicated, and maybe unbreakable. The Reckoning. As of early 2026, Birdman's legacy is no longer clear-cut. It's fractured, debated, and under fire. Leaked footage flooding social media shows one narrative: a once untouchable mogul exposed, embarrassed, and challenged by former allies. Birdman tells a different story, that of a self-made empire builder who paid his dues, made mistakes, and refuses to apologize for how he won. The confusion deepened when Birdman unexpectedly appeared at Lil Wayne's New Year's Eve party. Some called it a shocking reunion. Others described it as a cold, tense standoff. Neither man clarified anything, letting grainy clips and rumors fuel speculation. Even leaked references tied to their past conflicts suggested that any reconciliation was incomplete at best. This pattern isn't new. Time after time, Cash Money artists signed young, worked non-stop, generated millions, then discovered contracts that limited their payoff. Complaints followed, lawsuits followed, departures followed. Some artists left quietly. Others, like Wayne, left loudly. and then returned under unresolved terms. Birdman argues that artists blame him when careers stall, and statistically, many who left struggled to match their earlier success. Whether that proves his genius or his control is still up for debate. What is clear, the leaks aren't stopping, the questions aren't fading, and Birdman's legacy, built on talent, trust, and controversy, is now being judged in an era where nothing stays hidden and everything eventually comes out. Found this unbelievable? Check out the next video on screen, and I'll see you there